The SPD party is going through some pretty tough times. It's still reeling from its worst election results ever. It's a historical setback, which has cut the Social Democrats' representation in the German Bundestag by a third. After the shock of Sunday night, there's little time to take stock. Senior party members are quitting in quick succession. Party leader Franz Müntefering was the first to announce his resignation, followed by his deputy and the SPD General Secretary. But Frank-Walter Steinmeier, who was the party's candidate for Chancellor, is staying put. He was elected Parliamentary Party leader 2 days after the disastrous election result. His aim, a quick return to normality for the SPD.
After this election result, we're all trying to realign ourselves with German social democracy. Without a doubt, the SPD Parliamentary Party will be and has to be the engine of that change.
On election evening, the world was briefly turned upside down. At SPD party headquarters, the losers put on a brave face as they received resounding applause. Steinmeier announced he wanted to become opposition leader, but many of the party's members feel that decisions are being made from above without their consultation. Grassroots members feel duped once again. Young Social Democrats in the Ruhr Valley, outraged by their leaders in Berlin, held a crisis meeting.
I don't think that Steinmeier is the right candidate in these circumstances. I think it's outrageous he wants to be parliamentary party leader, and I think the party leadership has learned nothing at this point. They're simply presenting us with Steinmeier again. We're not functioning as a party, and I don't think we should accept it anymore.
SPD expert Serge Embacher also criticizes the lack of democracy within the party. He too says Steinmeier isn't the right man for the job.
In my view, and I'm saying this very clearly, saying that he would take responsibility on election night meant I take the responsibility and I'm stepping down. He's a member of the Bundestag, he can keep that position, but now the key players, those responsible for causing the crisis, want to lead the party out of the crisis, and I don't believe that's possible.
The SPD is a traditionally working-class party. Its supporters are people who wanted more from society. In almost 150 years of existence, it has fought primarily for social justice. It's a successful political concept that has spread from Europe throughout the world, a process that continues today. The SPD was repressed and persecuted in Nazi Germany and in communist East Germany. This time, its misery is self-inflicted.
The SPD
has always stood for the social contract that anyone who takes their life in their hands and achieves something can rely on a social democratic government to improve social conditions, better education, a social security system, and opportunities for social mobility. This contract functioned for decades, but it's not working today.
Flowers and bubbly over at the SPD's left-wing rivals after their election success. The left and Oskar Lafontaine have truly made their mark on the SPD's traditional socialist territory. Lafontaine once led the SPD, but now he's giving his old party advice.
I think if half the voters have disappeared in comparison to the year 1998, and if the party membership has fallen heavily, then a party that functions normally has to ask itself the question, are we on the right course? The answer would be no, and now we have to find a new course.
Will this new course involve the SPD agreeing to work with the left? The long-avoided discussion is now underway, and the political deck of cards is being reshuffled. Starting with Andrea Nahles, who's tipped to become the next General Secretary of the SPD. The left-leaning politician has few reservations about working with the left. The new party leader also seems decided. Sigmar Gabriel is set to take on the job. He was the SPD's environment minister in the outgoing coalition. In a symptom of the SPD's inner turmoil, Gabriel would become their 10th party leader in just 18 years. The new leadership will be elected at a party conference in Dresden in mid-November. Willy Brandt, a leading figure in recent German Social Democrat history. What on earth have his political descendants done to the SPD? Many supporters will be comforted to know that Brandt is no longer around to see this sad state of affairs. All they can hope for is a return to better times.